Want to deploy your SvelteKit project to Vercel? It is super easy. Hello YouTube, my name is Braden Gerard, and today we're going to look at how you can easily deploy your SvelteKit project to Vercel using Netlify adapters. Let's jump into the code and take a look. Okay, so we are going to first make a directory. We're going to call it SvelteKit-static, and then we'll go into that directory and we will do an npm init svelte at next, and we're just going to install the SvelteKit demo app. With node to TypeScript, node to ESLint, node to prettier, and then we'll do an npm install to install the default node modules required for SvelteKit, and then we will do an npm install to the dev dependencies at svelte.js/adapter-static at next. Now this is going to be the adapter that does all the magic for us when we're deploying statically. So if we open up our code for the site now, we can see that in our package.json we now have this adapter static installed, and we can simply go to our svelte config now and import that. So we can say import adapter from at svelte.js/adapter static, and then we will add that adapter into our kit object here in our config. So adapter, let's use the adapter and give it some default options. Now these options I'm going to add are already set by default, but I'll just show you. So the pages that we want to deploy will be deployed from the build folder. The assets that we want to deploy will be deployed from the build folder as well. And then we have the option of a fallback. And what a fallback is you can specify a fallback file here, which will allow your site to be run like a static or like a single page app. So if you don't want to statically render everything and you want some single page app functionality, you can do that. In this case, we're just going to let everything be sort of pre-rendered statically into HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then we can just deploy those files anywhere we want. So once we've done this in the config, we can save that. And now all we have to do is do an npm run build. So if I go over here and we do an npm run build, it will build, and you'll see that it says using svelte.js adapter static done. That means that it's now built our site statically, and we can do an npm run preview to see what that would look like locally. So let's do that. Okay, so it's on localhost 3000. So if we open up localhost 3000, there's our site. It's got our counter, got our about, and then it's got our to-dos. And we can add and remove to-dos to this list. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, one thing to note, since we're building this statically and we're deploying it to a static host, these server-side to-do routes aren't going to run, because when we deploy this to a static host that doesn't have server-side function availability, we're just going to be deploying the files. Okay. If you wanted to deploy this to a service that offered server-side functionality, such as Netlify or Vercel, you could do that. I also have videos on how to deploy to those platforms, so you can go check those out on my channel. If you just want to simply deploy the static assets, which could be deployed anywhere to any static host, then this is the process you're going to want to go with. So we've already done the build. If we go look here, we'll see that we have a build directory here. Okay, so after we've run that npm run build, all we have to do is deploy that build directory. So I'm going to use Surge, because Surge is just a very simple free static hosting service. So you can just do an npm install --global surge, which I'm not going to do since I already have it installed globally. And then you can run Surge from the directory you want to deploy, or Surge and then specify the directory. So let's go here and change into our build directory, and then let's do Surge. And it's going to say, do you want to run with this account? Yes. And this is the directory you want to deploy? Yes. Enter. Is this the domain you want to go with? Sure. I'm going to deploy it to that pre-generated domain for me. And now I can open up my site at that domain instead of localhost, and it's deployed. And I can even add an HTTPS on the start here, and you can see that it's being served over an SSL as well with Surge. So that's nice, free SSL in there. And we can count. We can go to our about page. We can go to our to-dos. Now this is all static, right? So these are just static pre-rendered files. So my actual to-dos here are not going to work. Okay. And if you want your to-dos to work, so if you see here, we're looking at The error I'm getting is telling me that it can't find the server-side to-dos.json route. So if you want this to work, you'd have to deploy this to something that offers server-side functionality like Netlify or Vercel, which I've also made videos on, like I said previously, so go check those out. And that's it for deploying to any static host. Thanks for sticking around for another one of my YouTube tutorial videos. Today we looked at how you can use SvelteKit adapters to easily deploy your project. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. And if you want to check out more of my videos, subscribe to my channel because I'll be releasing tons of SvelteKit content in the future, as well as other coding tutorial videos. Thanks, have a great day.